Hey guys, it's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Send us some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Hey, thank you for the positive feedback on yesterday's video, guys. A little bit of a, I like to do these like once or twice a year, kind of a personal video, non-gaming related. I really do appreciate the, the comments on that one. It was really warm to wake up to today. Also, to wake up to today, we have these massive champion buffs, right? To Gliseah Soulguide, to Sir Nick, right? Which obviously impacts Lady Noelle. I think that Lady Noelle and Sir Nick are now a power couple in the game in the best kind of way. The Taurus Marichka, the Siphian Rhodos type of power couple. It's really incredible. So what I want to do is I want to jump to the test server and I want to see how much better is Sir Nick now with the damage escalators, putting Sir Nick and Lady Noelle together. But the one that nobody's really talking about a lot, at least in comparison, and I can understand why, Sir Nick being a token trader, the first fusion in the game, Lady Noelle being an amazing reviver, one of the best in the game that a lot of people have, but Gliseah Soulguide, I think this is one of the best buffs they've done in a while, and now she presents a really strong hard counter to Armand's into Fabian, and I'll tell you why. Let's quickly look at the buff. Before we do anything, before we jump over the test server though, I want to compare the damage right now inside the game with the new Sir Nick, because they have the buffs in the test server. So I'm going to show you these champions, all of them, well, all three of them, Lady Noelle, Gliseah, and Sir Nick, what they can do now, and you guys are going to be just blown away. It's insane. So Gliseah Soulguide, real quickly, what do they do to her? She was an underwhelming champ. She looks beautiful, but super underwhelming champion on paper, right? But they had an amazing buff to her, right? Now she has a debuff spread, all debuffs, taking them and spreading them to all enemies under freeze. They gave her an AoE buff steal with an AoE weaken on her A2 ability. That's a 3-turn cooldown. 4-turn cooldown is her A3. Now they're making it a block debuffs on all allies, 100% freeze when booked on all enemies, and then they're adding a turn meter fill by 15%, but an additional 5 for every freeze. So that could be a 35% turn meter boost, aka like one of the biggest in the entire game if you land 4 freezes. If you land 3, obviously you're still rocking a 30%, and you guys know how to add, right? But the coolest thing they added to her kit is this passive, right? 50% chance to deny, well actually let's just read it all because this is really important, right? This champion skills cannot be put on cooldown. Whenever an enemy tries to put either this champion skills or an ally skills on cooldown, place a freeze on that enemy that cannot be blocked or resisted, meaning it will ignore block debuffs, cannot be resisted, no resistance, accuracy check. Okay? Has a 50% chance of denying the cooldown increase effect on the ally, and that chance increases now by 25% for each enemy under a freeze debuff. So just one enemy under a freeze, boom, 75% chance of denying that cooldown, okay? Whenever an enemy, this is the big one, whenever an enemy tries to put either this champion or any ally skills on cooldown, activates an instant turn on this champion, occurs once per turn. Well, that one paragraph or sentence or whatever the hell it is they added to that passive is an absolute game changer. Let's think about it. So guys, on the left-hand side of the screen that I'm blocking right now, these are all the champions that have a decreased skill cooldown. Half of them you don't even realize because it might be on an A1, it might be a small little niche passive, but keep in mind, going back to the buff, right? All it is, it can be a simple skill cooldown off of an A1 that has a 50% chance of proccing. It's going to be an instant turn no matter what, because it's either her or an ally, any ally at any time during the battle, right? So, you know, these are all champions with skill cooldowns. We've got Laz, we've got Crixia, we've got Comedus, we've got Garo, we've got Warlord, Bloodgorge, Yumeko, Armand's, man, his A1 and his passive. Whenever a sheep debuff is removed or expires on an enemy, increase the cooldown of a random active skill on that enemy to its max. Also, his A1 has a 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random active skill by 2 turns. Armand's can't deal with sheep very well now, and he can't deal with his A1. He can't even use his A1, which you have to use at some point, even on Armand's, right? You're going to be granting Gliseah an immediate turn, instant turn, where she can go in and block debuffs, freeze the entire team, turn meter fill, or steal all buffs from the enemy team. It's a really, really strong portfolio, right? Moreover, she can freeze Armand's. She can debuff spread all debuffs using the A1 if she only has the A1 available, right? So man, even Armand's is going to be afraid of Gliseah Soulguide. Now, obviously, a champion like Fabian, I mean, he has his A3, defines the meta, and he's all about skill cooldown increases, right? I mean, that's what my man thrives off of. So obviously that's a hard counter to Lord Fabian as well. You know, there's a lot more champions than just that though. Alice, you know, I can go down the entire list here, but there's a lot of champions that we don't even think about that have decreased skill cooldown somewhere on their kit. And that's the key word. It just needs to be anywhere. And Gliseah is going to get that instant turn. So what a great buff. I want to compare the damage of Sir Nick right now. And then same gear, same everything. Oh, well, there he is right here. Just him and Lydia, Dragonheart 10. We're going to go against the first wave, and we're going to see what we can do here. I changed the masteries just for this to get rid of Helm Smasher to take out RNG. He is, by the way, in a 4-piece protection and a 4-piece lethal set, or Savage. I forget which one, but we'll take a look at his gear in a moment. So here he goes. This is before the buff with his A2 ability. So he's going to end up doing, before buff, 341,396. Now let's go over to the test server and test out Sir Nick and test out all of these champions together in the arena. Stay tuned. All right, so you can see our snowy new background here. And I will say, we have access to Grim Forest here, right? So I went around Grim Forest. I had some fun here. I do have content almost ready to go, but I am a noob on the test server. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And what they did was they gave us a bunch of these refills, and I used them all at once as if it was energy, as if you could overflow, and now I can't progress any further. So one thing I will say on Grim Forest really quickly, guys. Once we have access to Grim Forest, I know it's not in the game right now for everybody. Once we have access to it, I really hardcore implore you guys to wait a little bit, even if it costs you a day. You need to understand every boss, specifically what debuffs do you need for every boss, because if you draft your team, right, your team decks, and you don't have the debuffs you need. I just threw all my mythicals and a bunch of legendaries in 2. I didn't go in there. I have no heal reduction, so I can't beat some bosses, right? I mean, like, this is really, really, really annoying. So I would implore you, look at the essential debuffs that you need for bosses, because if you don't have them on your team decks, that's it. You're a whole month without that debuff, right? That's my big takeaway on Grim Forest. That's the #1 mistake that you can make by far and away. But overall, I'm having a good time with it. I'm just kind of like diving in. I spent probably about 3 hours so far, which is nowhere near enough time to, for me at least, to put out a comprehensive guide. I, you know, took my, whatever. I'm going to like make excuses to you guys, but I took my kid holiday shopping. This is my one day to do it this Sunday. So just didn't have the time to really spend hours and hours and hours in the Grim Forest. But the first thing I wanted to do though was exactly what we are doing. Talk about these buffs, because outside of Siegfried, I can't remember a buff this big to 2 champions in 1 month. It's really insane. And it does open the door up to, do we, with the token trader, do we now recommend people sacrifice 8 freaking legendaries, or 7 if you have the 500 that you start with here, right? 7 legendaries to get Sir Nick, especially if you have Lady Noelle, right? Now, Sir Nick, really quickly, and then we're going to test his damage right now, but he has the ignore 30% of each target's defense if Lady Noelle is on the same team added to his A2. That's his AoE nuke, right? They also added a strength into that ability, and they increased the damage multiplier, okay? So I'm not going to run him. I am going to run with Lady Noelle in the arena, but I just want to do a sheer raw damage check, A/B testing. So we're just going to do the exact same thing, but now this is after the buff. Same gear, same everything, okay? We're going to redo his masteries with Helm Smasher after this. We're going to go into the arena using all these champions. Man, they nailed it with this damn buff, guys. All right, here's the new. Boom. Okay. It didn't look like that much bigger with a damage multiplier. 471. I mean, that's significant. 20% or more extra damage there. I mean, that's more than that, right? More than 33% extra damage. Not bad at all. That's with the new multiplier on Sir Nick. Let me change now his masteries back, and let's go into the arena with all these champions. Be right back. All right, guys, here we are in the arena. I can face off against other content creators. I love it. I love it. Let's go against Bronco here first, right? So we're going to be running Predator, Sir Nick, Lady Noelle, and Gliseah, right? Very, very strong combo, obviously. Sir Nick, guys, by the way, we talked about his A2 with a damage multiplier increase. Now he has a counterattack. He has a taunt with Lady Noelle on the same team. So with Lady Noelle's A2, we're getting a unkillable, a continuous heal, a counterattack on Sir Nick, a taunt on Sir Nick, and then the counterattack leads in to irresistible and unblockable freezes on his A1. They can ignore block debuffs, and he has a counterattack, so he's a freeze machine here on his A1 ability. I mean, insane. So, Lady Noelle's gonna go first. We have a decision to make here. Well, we're dealing with a lot of poisons and burns. I'm just going to go right in. We could freeze here, but I'm going to go right in with the A2 ability on Sir Nick. Thus, boom, all of a sudden the entire team is protected. Now he has his counterattack on. Obviously can't land the freeze under Stone Skin. We're going to go in and nuke with that A2 right away. Boom. That's the new Sir Nick, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, damn. Let's see if we can steal the Stone Skin from Gizmac. Ergo, you know, basically getting 2 turns, an additional turn of Stone Skin. And we had a 50-50 shot. Didn't work out. All right, Predator, go in and, I don't know, can you bust through? Probably not. But hey, it's fun anyway to try. All right, we're totally protected here because we have unkillable, we have block debuffs, we've got everything, right? We'll go in here. He was already frozen, didn't need to burn the ability. We'll go with the A3 for a little bit of extra protection. Keep in mind that the A2 of Lady Noelle doesn't put the skill on cooldown. It's just, man, look at this combo, guys. Look at this combo. I want to find a Fabian team. Here's one right now. Kind of a scary team, I'm not going to lie. Given that they're going to go first, probably. Okay, we do go first, but we're dealing with Marius, right? And we have a 25% chance of getting protected buffs on Sir Nick. Not 50, not 100%. So the unkillable is not a failsafe. I can't freeze Marius. He's under Stone Skin. I am going to go for some protection here with the A2 ability, giving everybody everything they need. Now, Fabian obviously does have some protection, not being able to be frozen, but we still get our instant turn. We still can negate the cooldowns. There's still a lot that we like there. Let's go in with the nuke. We do kill Shuzen, which is fantastic. And now we can go again. I'm just going to go in with the buff steal here. Try to steal the Stone Skin off of the damage dealers. And we don't steal either of them, unfortunately. But we're looking pretty good here. All right, Predator, do your thing. Take care of Marius. He's the biggest threat. All right, let's go in and freeze and revive. That freeze can't be resisted. We can go with the Everwinter, the A3. We can go with the nuke. And there we go. It wasn't the prettiest, but we still have our reviver up. We still have unkillable. We still have everything that we really need there. And we finish this one off as well. You can already see the combination here, how powerful this can be. All right, guys, I found a Armand's team. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. He would and did wipe me with Leo. I need some sort of extra protection, like a block damage here out the start, especially when they go first. Leo is like the most fearsome freaking legendary champion in the game. In terms of damage dealers, forget legendary, just offensive threats in the game. Is he not? It's insane. All right, so with the A3 of Lady Noelle, we can freeze even through block debuffs. I don't think that's necessary right now. I think I'd rather get a 2-turn unkillable to protect us from Leonardo. So here we go. Look at now Sir Nick. He's got the, again, the counterattack, the 2-turn unkillable, the heals, the taunts, everything. So we're going to go in. Well, check out this A1, right? If Lady Noelle's on the same team, we have a 100% freeze that cannot be blocked or resisted. That means we can go right into Leo, and we can put freeze right. Oh, Armand, what are you doing, bro? He's a sheep. You just don't know it yet. I guess the test server. Okay, there we go. He was slow rolling it. Creepy Armands. All right. Check out the new Gliseah, though, guys. Check out the new Gliseah. So, first of all, that A1. Come on. How strong is that for an edition? A freeze that you can land with a counterattack no matter what through block debuffs that can't be resisted? Okay. Now, I have Sir Nick in a 4-piece protection and a 4-piece Stone Skin. Or, excuse me, a 4-piece Savage. However, I think probably Pinpoint, because of all those freezes with the counterattack on the A1, might be the way to go. Anyway, see all those buffs? Boom! Well, stole a few of them. Got some resist there, but it is what it is. All right, so here we go. Wand of Submission threw that freeze back at me there, but that's the Leo we talked about, right? Throwing that massive nuke at us. That hurts. That hurts in a big way. Let's go ahead and freeze with the A3. And again, unfortunately here, gets thrown back at me with Wand of Submission. Wand of Submission, what can you do, right? I'm just going to A1 here on Sify. We do have a frozen Leo. We're just hoping that Dawn, again, counterattack, boom, freeze, can't resist. Counterattack, boom, freeze, can't resist. Come on, man. What's my situation right now? Unkillable. I think we could probably withstand, this could be my famous last words. I think we could withstand a Leo. Let's see. Okay, we're good. Now we can A3, boom. Leo can do his thing, we'll be good. Again, Wand of Submission hits us back with the freeze. Wand of Submission, that sucks. Let's go in and freeze Armons. Let's go in and cleanse and heal the team. Here comes Lee. No. We're still good on Leo. Everything's still in check. See how scared I am of Leo? I'm always just, what's Leo doing? All right, here comes the nuke on the A2, guys. Boom. I'm not going to lie. He's no Taurus. He's no Predator. A lot of buffs on the enemy team. Let's steal him. Especially you, Leo. Fantastic. I mean, this match is lasting a long time, but I think it's fascinating. All right. I want to... This is the block of buffs. Yeah, let's just go against Sify there. What a match this is. I have to say, what a match. But I needed Naimai. I couldn't do this with Predator. Needed a little bit more protection from Leonardo. All right, let's just keep going in there. See the buff spread, the debuff spread, the block buff spread. And with a team like this, I mean, we're always attacking targets under freeze. Isn't it a beautiful thing? Let's go and freeze Sify here. Screw it. And then we're almost there at the point where we can kill Leonardo. Feels like you've just run a marathon if you can kill Leonardo, right? Let's go with the A3 and freeze him again. Fantastic. Freeze with the counterattack. Beautiful. Let's again trigger the A2. I mean, come on, this team. There goes Leo doing his thing. We're able to somehow get by and stay alive. We killed Sify with the A1. Beautiful. Here it is. We can kill Leonardo. It happened. I can't believe it. Let's steal what they've got left in terms of buffs, anything that we can. Let's go in there and freeze with the A3 of Lady Noelle. Look at this team. It's a litany of freezes and steals and block debuffs and unkillables and continuous heals and more freezes and shields and cooldown reduction. It's oh my word, this is a nasty team. Let's try Free Willy. This is Scratch. Now he has a pretty beast mode team here, but so do we. Should we get Predator back in? Let's put in the cock. Let's put in the cock. Let's put in Gliseah. Did you guys catch my mythical opening video? My primal opening video, rather. I shouldn't say mythical. That would be a lie. Well, our grand prize for like 250 damn shards was the cock, was Gliseah. All right, so now we can come in, and again, we can freeze right through all this baloney. However, we do have this fella on the team, and he's under stone skin. So we're going to play things safe and open up with the A2, and again, activate that goodwill ability. Now, in this situation, we can go in with the nuke if we wanted to, but honestly, we can freeze Marichka if we want to. Let's try to just freeze Star Sage. Look at that, man. Just landing the irresistible and unblockable 100% freeze on the A1, that is so powerful. We talk about how powerful Sify's A1 is, right? I mean, because she has to sleep. This is with Lady Noelle on the same team, which is a big, if they need to be together. That's the most insane controllability out there. We're going to steal the stone skin from Nice, along with everything else. Scratch has nice switching turns and going right into the Murder of the Crow, which we counterattack immediately and freeze. We have unkillable, so we don't need to worry about Taurus being Taurus. We're going to come in here and we're going to freeze again with the A3. We go in, and it's overkill at this point, but we freeze again. Let's go in and freeze again with the A3 now. All right, Gliseah finally gets a turn. Everybody's frozen, so we're safe to go ahead and start picking at Marichka, because Taurus can't counterattack. Let's go in, see the debuff spread on targets under freeze. Beautiful thing, right? Let's buff up, revive on death, and let's go in. Well, screw it. Let's go in with a big boy nuke on the second form of Gliseah. Not bad. He does take the kill, but again, he's able to revive because of the revive on death. We're going to instantly activate that A2 again. We're going to go in with the nuke this time. Boom. We kill Marichka. Job is done. He stays alive. Fantastic. Now he has counterattack. He has taunt as well. We're going to go in. There's not much to steal here. An increased accuracy. I'm not enamored by this. So we're going to go under a target with, wow, it's like the one time there's no target under freeze, right? You know, we could set up with a weaken here. I wish I had a, let's just go with the A2. Get the weaken down. And then we're already back to Lady Noelle. We can freeze. Look at this. Look what we're doing. Boom. There it is. Come on. Come on, man. This new combo. Lady Noelle, Sir Nick, Gliseah. What a dynamic squad. I love these buffs, guys. I hope you do as well. Man, this has been a pleasure checking out these champions. I think finally we have a better response, certainly. I can't argue away from that, to these champions, right? To some of these cooldown reduction champions, Crixias as well, right? Here's what we were using, by the way. Galus didn't even have his sorry, this is the test server, so my gear swaps on my real server are not swapping over, so I apologize, but he still got the job done, right? Sir Nick, as I mentioned, we have him in Savage and Protection, but with all those freezes on that A1, I'm thinking I forego 25% chance isn't enough for me to, with all those sheeps, I think the move is we want the pinpoint now on him. At least I do. Of course, you know, there are other options as well, but I think that's the way to go. You could put Feral on him, but especially if you're running Gliseah, you know, you've got some options, right? Lady Noelle, we are running in Stone Skin and in Pinpoint because of that freeze. We have a Gliseah. She's under Stone Skin and Feral Gear. Pinpoint, of course, works as well against her. So those are the builds that we were using. Predator, in case you were curious, was in Stone Skin and Lethal. We had 9-mate and a 9-piece protection set. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. These are the masteries we changed to as well. Kind of show them all on the screen. Gliseah as well. We just went with the accuracy, right, in terms of masteries. Wand of Submission, level 12 on her. And total stats you guys can see here. We did go accuracy on the chest on our Gliseah. All right, guys, that's really going to be the end of the video. Hey, in case you missed it, I have a new nuke off video. It was a blast. We put Predator, we put Magnar in there, we had Taurus, we had Narcissus, we had Granite in there, and I'm freaking Eric's. We had Eric's in there. So go ahead and check out that video. I might have to do another one with Sir Nick. Either way, it's on the screen right now. Thanks for watching. Much love. And as always, take care, guys.